Hey guys, this is John, and I'm playing Curlian, a 2415 IM. This is Carlo Diamore, I think is his name. And I played this guy before, Carlo Diamore. Yep. I'm going to go knight f6 here. I'm worried that this guy might be playing an anti-Scandinavian system that I've struggled with in the past. So we shall see how I treat this position. Okay, I'll go bishop f5. He's delaying the development of his knight, which is actually kind of dangerous. Like, yeah, this is one way he can play this now. He can develop the knight through e2. It's a little unpleasant. Like, he's going to go knight g3, and I'll play bishop g6. But I don't think this position is, like, that bad for black. So I hope I can cope, basically. a4. What is up with a4? I don't understand that move. Okay, I'll just put my bishop on b4 because now it can't get harassed with a3. I wonder if he meant to play a3. Could have. Okay, then I'll go here. So you can play f4. This is like a standard idea. But actually, there's not that much stuff going on f5, and I can castle either wing. In fact, I think I'll probably castle queenside if he does it. Yeah, this looks fun. One way I can try to play against this knight on g3 is I can play h5, h4, which is a good technique for black in this line, and also just against knights like that in general. Those who watch my channel will know that I've talked about that on many occasions. Okay, now I have opportunities like knight b6 and going after this center pawn. c2 is also hanging, although I don't like taking that. So I'll play knight b6. I'll just go after the d pawn. Probably he'll play bishop b3, I'm guessing. It's nice that when I take his d-pawn, I'll be hitting his bishop with tempo. If he plays bishop d3 here, I can take his bishop, and then if queen takes, I can still play rook takes d4. So yeah, I'll do this now. I'm expecting bishop e3. And I don't know that I want to be greedy here. I should probably just back my rook off as opposed to like taking on c3. So let's just do that. And maybe I can play bishop c5 soon. I put the rook on d7 so I can bring my other rook to d8 if necessary. And also this guard's f7, so if my bishop gets deflected soon, that won't be a big deal. I still have an additional defender. So, yeah, Carlo Diamore. I wish it was easier to get stats on Blitzen. I know, like, in Dasher, it's easier to do that, and I noticed, like, Christoph Chess Explained in some of his videos, he'll pull up stats quickly. It's just a little trickier to do in Blitzen. But I played this guy many times, is why I bring that up. Not so much lately because, I've really been only playing 5-minute for the past several months after a very long hiatus. But I used to play the 5-minute pool more often, and I distinctly remember playing Curlian quite a bit. So he's always pretty solid. This is a tough decision for him how to play this because bishop c5 is a nice threat. Really, that move? What in the world is that? I kind of see his idea. I mean, I guess he's thinking if take, then he takes the a pawn and he's opening up the attack on the a7 pawn. I don't know. This might be a move that he's playing because he kind of realizes his position is not looking too hot. But that aside, I still have to find the best move. So I take, he takes, I take with the queen, rook takes a7. I mean, it seems like I should be able to refute this with cold-blooded defense. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look good. Let's just do it. Let's just take. He's got to take with his a-pawn, right? I don't think there's much else. I thought for a second his idea might be c3, but I mean, at the very least, I could just retreat my bishop. So I'm thinking if he takes, I take with my queen. He takes a7 and then maybe bishop c5. Because I think trading the dark square bishops would be good. My rook should come in handy on d7 to protect b7. It's nice. And my knight will be guarding a8. It's taking a lot of time now. Okay, f5. Interesting. I think he's trying to give his bishop some scope by doing that. I don't know. Really don't know why he's playing that. Okay, let's just take. I'm honestly just taking things right now. I'm trying to stay ahead on the clock. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he figured that his position was no good anyways, so he might as well try it. Okay, now here's where I was thinking bishop c5. I don't think circumstances have changed in any way that would discourage me from doing that, so yeah, I'll play it. I also like that this bishop kind of x-rays his rook on the a7 square. He can still double up. Oh, but actually doubling up should be, well, might be okay. He does it. So if I take, he takes with the queen. He's maybe threatening rook a8 or something of that sort. Right now he's threatening to bring a rook to a5 and attack my queen and the bishop behind it. So I do have to be aware of that. I mean, I think my defensive resources are more than sufficient here. I just want to be somewhat careful. Let's
Check.
take, and maybe I'll play king b8 after this. Do I feel okay bringing my king over there? I think I feel okay about that. Yeah, I think it's all right. He can check me on f4, but I can play rook to c7. It's okay. This knight is holding my position together, but I don't see how he's going to get at that piece. Unless he goes c4, c5. Ooh, that's maybe something I should have considered. c4, c5. Ugh. I hope he doesn't find that, because that could put me under some pressure. Please do not find that. Even there, I think I'll be doing okay, but I didn't see that. The good news is he's taking a lot of time. And I'm up a lot of material, so even if I had to give back a piece, it wouldn't be a disaster.
Check.
Yep, so now I gotta go here. He's trying to maneuver. Okay, what is the deal with that move? Why can't I just take that knight? I can just take that, right? I don't see the point of that move. Is he trying to do something like extra fancy? I'll just take it. Yeah, the knight on b6 is, again, untouchable. Brings his queen in to attack it. It's a little bit slow, though. Let's just try to be accurate here. Check. Check on e3. Queen c5, maybe, after that. Just try not to fall victim to some sort of tactic.
Check.
Okay. My thing was lagging for a second. What about knight e4? Is knight e4 over, pretty much, if I do that? That looks really good, too. Ooh, knight e4, maybe rook takes b7. Aha. Oh, if queen c5, he can take on b6. Gross. Did not see that. That's actually a threat that he has right here. What about knight bd7? Does knight bd7 keep everything defended for me? Man, suddenly everything's like not looking so great for me. What do I do here? Rook e8. Alright, let's just go rook e8. Okay.
Check.
This is kind of my
Time.
point.
Check. Check. Check.
Okay. What the heck? This is bad.
Check.
Bring my king in.
Check.
Let's dim this up here.
check,
Okay.
check,
Well, I won that, but that was really bad at the end. Bad technique. Bad technique. I don't know. It just got kind of messy. Like, in that position back here, I know there must be a clean win. But I started seeing threats for him. At first I was like, oh, this is fine. In fact, I was thinking stuff like knight e4 was winning easily. But then I started noticing that one threat he has is queen takes b6, and then mate on a8. And another threat, if I go here, is this
Check.
move rook takes b7. Which might not even work, but let's just see. And then here,
Check.
bishop d5. It's very annoying. Like, he has, like, just enough to irritate me. And if I take this, I get mated. Queen
Check.
a6 here, and then mate.
checkmate,
He's got, like, just enough material to do it. Bishop d5.
Check.
So that would mean I couldn't move my... I couldn't move my knight here to take his bishop. So I'd have to play, like, what, king b8? King c8, maybe? I guess this is probably winning. It just looked very scary. There's got to be an easier way, though. Instead of knight e4. Rook e8, I was, like, just,
check,
trying to simplify, basically.
check,
And even here, again, must be an easier way. Like, this move probably wins. Yeah, and then if check, I can just escape, no problem. And I spent a lot of time, too. You see, I nearly equalized the time just trying to find some clean way to win. So, kind of ugly there. Just kind of ugly. Let's see what the engine thinks. Engine says knight fd7 is easy. Yeah, again, I thought maybe
Check.
he might have this move. King takes and then
Check.
bishop d5. But I guess king c8 always parries all the threats. Again, I can't take his bishop because of this queen a6
Check.
followed by queen a8 checkmate idea. Okay, let's have a look from the beginning. When he played his bishop out and hadn't moved his d-pawn yet, this is often an indication that white wants to play a d3 system rather than a d4 system. But he transposed back to normal waters. However, he took advantage of the fact that he hasn't moved his kingside knight. So he brought it to e2, which is a very legitimate idea to try to go knight g3 and then eventually f4 and inconvenience my light square bishop, basically. I really don't understand the move a4. This move, like, baffles me. I really wonder if he was meaning to play a3, but just this instead, because now bishop b4 is a very nice move for me. It's a great square. If he could somehow get his pawn up to c3, then I have no problem with a4, because he'd be playing c3 and then kick my bishop away and then expand. But that's not possible for him. I think at this point I'm very comfortable. I would take black any day here. Most definitely. I'm biased, but yeah, computer even thinks black's better. So he did this. I got knight b6 in. There's some cool tactical ideas. Like if he plays bishop d3, I guess I could take on d4 right away, but I was thinking of take, queen takes, and then rook takes d4. So that if he takes with the queen, I have bishop c5 winning. So, yeah, he's losing a pawn at this point. Bishop b3 I took here. Rook d7, I liked my position a lot. And as I said, my next idea was to play bishop to c5 and try to trade those dark square bishops. I bet the engine's going to say that he should maybe just play something like f5. Continue with this build-up, because when he goes knight g3, he's intending to play f5 at some point. And then maybe take and go for this position, this endgame. He does have the two bishops, although I think black is very happy. I'm up a pawn. But, yeah, he played the kind of crazy move, knight b5, which I guess when all things were said and done had the desired effect, although, I was pretty much winning after this. Let's just see what the computer says about this position. Yeah, computer likes f5, but it says black is doing plenty well. Knight b5, doesn't hate it as much as I thought it would. Tick, tick. I just took stuff because I kind of seemed like he was bluffing with this whole attack. Bishop a4. Can't say I looked at that move. Trying to deflect my knight so that he can go rook a8 check.
check,
Yeah, the problem is, even if he does something like this, he hasn't really won any material, because he sacrificed so much in the build-up to this. 2 minor pieces he had to sacrifice. So apparently black's winning in that case. So here,
Check.
I took, yeah, knight g4. I could see why that would be a good move. Trying to get him to take on c5. Computer
Check.
says that's, like, over. But also this should be good, too. Oh, yeah, okay, this was the moment, I almost forgot about this, where I played king b8, and I was saying, I hope he doesn't see c4. Because the whole thing is, he wants to get rid of this knight, right? Like, if he can get rid of that knight, rook a8 becomes a strong possibility. Of course, he doesn't want to sack his queen for it, because I take with check, and it's over. Even if I wasn't taking it with check, this would be good. But, yeah, king b8 deserves 2 question marks, it seems, because c4 would have been really strong. Just trying to go here on the next move. So if I play, you know, let's say queen b4, c5, and the linchpin of my defense is falling apart. He's just forcing my knight to move, and then rook a8 is on tap. Queen e5, actually, it'll probably be queen e5. Like, if I move the knight,
check.
Queen e5 check. I have to block with something on c7, and then it's mate on a8. You know, say something like this.
Checkmate.
So, yeah, king b8 was a howler of a move. That was an awful move. Computer says just stay calm and play rook hd8. I guess then I have counterplay against his back rank. Yeah, if c4 now, it's probably not as severe. I mean, I could probably even move my queen and be good. Because if c5... I keep saying this knight g4 move. That does make a lot of sense. What happens if he takes here? Oh, I have rook d1.
Check.
Okay. And then I could take his queen, and my king has a escape square. So, not surprised that there's better ways I could have handled this.
Check.
Yeah, queen takes e2. He brought the queen into d6. Oh, queen f2. That's a funny move.
Check.
The computer says this is the best move. So if he takes it, I can play knight
Check.
e4 check. Fork the king and the queen. And if he doesn't take it, just some, yeah, move like that to threaten a back rank checkmate before he gets to get too fancy with this.
Check.
Yeah, and this would win, no problem.
Check.
This is kind of a scenario I thought might happen in the game. I thought
Check.
I might be able to trade some stuff and just take his loose rook on a7 at the end. Wow. What a game. Going from nice position out of the opening to winning a pawn, and then,
Check.
you know, basically nearly deciding the game
Check.
after he plays knight b5,
Check.
deciding the game in my favor, that is, to giving it all away with that awful move, king b8. Yeah, that was just really, really bad. Still kind of shocked about how bad that move is. Yeah, that's a 7-point plus swing right here, going from -5 and change to, you know, plus 1.5 almost for him. So, ouch.
Check. Check. Check.
All in a day's work for a blitz game.
Check.
And here I'm winning again. I just
Check.
played this pretty bad. Bishop
Check.
a4, and I was like thoroughly confused at this point. Yeah, I should play rook c6, shouldn't I? Just so you can't win e8 outright. Then it was a mad
Check.
dash to the finish. I did get some nice king activity,
Check.
playing some ridiculous moves here. All right. Well, I hope
Check.
you guys enjoyed that game. That was a fun one to play. And I'll be back tomorrow with
Check.
more blitz chess. Talk to you later, guys.